to me, when I started watching over the past few weeks this drumbeat for war, I started seeing, it's almost like they went to their shelf and they grabbed their book, their manual, they got it off, they dusted it off. Like, what did we do back in 2002?
That old Beach Boys song, Bomberan. Bom, 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 bom. Anyway.
And extremely expensive. Break down how much it costs to produce these bombs.
Absolutely. So there's a defense contractor called Northrop Grumman.
This is one of the worst deals ever made by any country in history. The deal with Iran will lead to nuclear problems. All they have to do is sit back 10 years, and they don't have to do much, and they're going to end up getting nuclear. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success.
And that's exactly why the fake news media is now trying to demean and undermine the president. And we've seen this playbook be run before. You have hostile actors within the intelligence community who illegally leak bits and pieces of an intelligence assessment to push a fake news narrative.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Do you have certainty that all the highly enriched uranium was inside the Fordo Mountain, or some of it, because there were satellite photos that showed more than a dozen trucks there 2 days in advance? Are you certain none of that highly enriched uranium was moved?
Of course, we're watching every single aspect, but Jennifer, you've been about the worst.
And the site is obliterated, and we think everything nuclear is down there. They didn't take it out.
Hello, and welcome to Faux News. I'm your host, Bo Hughes. It's been quite a week, hasn't it? I don't remember a bigger media circus since the Dems tried to burn down LA in January.
That's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0.
Trump began the week dropping bunker buster bombs on Iran, dropped the F-bomb midweek, and finished the week strongly at the NATO summit in the Netherlands.
Mark Rutte, the NATO chief, who is your friend, he called you daddy earlier. Do you regard your NATO allies as kind of children?
No, he likes me. I think he likes me. If he doesn't, I'll let you know. I'll come back and I'll hit him hard.
Nevertheless, despite the banner week it has been for the Donald, he still has not eclipsed his best soundbite.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
But in all seriousness, now that the dust has settled, where do things stand? My gut tells me that not much was achieved out of this long term except for some possible vindication for CNN and a lot of future crow for the Trump administration to eat.
That destroying Iranian facilities won't permanently stop Iran from trying to acquire nuclear weapons. I think if the US gets involved and destroys Fordo, maybe that increases the time that Iran would need to build a nuclear weapon by months or a year or two, but Iran could rebuild. And so then the question becomes, are we prepared to attack again and again and again?
That segues into the last point situation, and that is that I firmly believe that within 2 years you will see a move for regime change in Iran. It will most likely be a joint Israeli-American venture like this last bombing campaign, and probably I would think the most plausible way that it would go is the Israelis assassinating the Ayatollah and or other top leaders in addition to them, and then the intelligence agencies, again, Israeli and American, working together, joint venture, working through the means of propaganda as agencies do to impose their will on the installation of the new regime and ensure that it is a secular one and one that is pro-Western and not vehemently opposed to the interests of Israel. Unfortunately, I firmly believe that that will come to fruition within the next 2 years. and it could be much sooner. I don't think that the Trump administration is going to allow Iran to have functional nuclear weapons. And as we have touched on, unfortunately, it's virtually impossible to keep them from doing that, short of an invasion of the country or a sort of soft invasion via the regime change that was just laid out.
If the Iranian regime refuses to give up their nuclear program or engage in talks, we just took out their nuclear program on Saturday night, as you all know. But if they refuse to engage in diplomacy moving forward, why shouldn't the Iranian people rise up against this brutal terrorist regime?
There you have it, in a nice little subtle way from Caroline Leavitt herself. We need regime change, and we will settle for nothing less. In so many words, the time has come for the Ayatollah. His time is done. And also, as stated before, this will be a regime change of the people, of course, much like the Arab Springs were in Libya, Gaddafi, etc., and like so many at least attempted ones done by the CIA, numerous intelligence agencies in conjunction in the past. There were successful ones in Guatemala and, of course, ironically enough, in Iran in the 50s. So we will see where this goes, but it's interesting how things come full circle. That's it. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of Faux News. It's not fake news, it's faux news.